Shalom, giving all praises, honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahachwadash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone of all well, and Shalom unto the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved. I'm the brother Kalab from the GMS UK London Forecasters Camp, coming back at you with another lesson to help edify those of which I spoke of. So this is an article from Sky News. It says, fear and mistrust in Chinese town with more than 200 children were poisoned by lead in their food. Most families are seeking treatment in major cities after tests at a local hospital returned tests at much lower levels than other facilities. So they're saying that there might be a bit of a cover-up in this situation. So basically, you've got these Moabites here in the kitchen doing all kind of madness, man. Now, one of the reasons why I'm bringing this lesson out is because a lot of people seem to think that, you know, after Esau goes down, Moab will be the next nation to rule. And that's not true. It's not true at all. It's not biblical. The scriptures say that for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. That's in 2nd Ezra 6 at verse 9. I'll just get that quickly on the screen so you can see it. So 2nd Ezra 6, starting from about verse 7, says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Here's the point, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So that means that after Esau goes down, us Israelites are going to be next in line to rule. And the scriptures say the saints shall take the kingdom and shall possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So that's the times we're coming into. So let's just deal with Moab, right? So let's read this article. It says, tape doors and quiet rooms tell a story about what happened at the Henshin Pexin kindergarten. A huge scandal in a tiny town, a barely believable failing in a place where children should have been safe. As soon as we arrive at the northeastern Chinese town of Maji, it is clear that almost everyone knows someone who has been impacted. After multiple children were found to have high levels of lead in their blood, police say staff at the private kindergarten had been adding paint powder to food in an apparent bid to make it look more appealing. So these idiots, these flipping Moabites, were adding paint powder into the children's food to make it look more appealing. Now this is nothing new, man, because Moab, we've said it before and I'll say it again, when it comes to cutting corners, they're the kings of doing that. You know, whenever they can, you know, cut a corner to do something cheaper, Moab will always do that, man. That's why these heathens need to be ruled over, because they need to be held to a standard to do things the right way. When they're left to do their own devices, they do all kind of madness like this. Yeah, a total of 233 of the 251 children had unhealthy levels, and 201 needed to be hospitalized, say local authorities. 2 food samples were seized, and both had lead levels 20,000 times. That's not 20,000. 2,000 times the legal safe limit. 8 people have since been arrested, including the principal and the kindergarten's financial backer. On a street in the town, a series of shops sell clothes and goods for babies and toddlers. The women who work there all knew the principal and many of the families affected. One even used to work there. They tell us how distressing it has been for the community. One lady whispers with the tears in her eyes about how a neighbour's child was found to have lead in her blood at 38 times the normal level. See, this is the CCTV footage of these arseholes putting the paint powder into the children's food, man. Lead poisoning at this level could cause long-term injuries for the brain and the central nervous system. What surprises us is how the kindergarten and its staff are by far the sole focus of their anger. Forgive me, I'm reading that wrong. In fact, more than one person speaks fondly of the principal, citing her extensive charity work and dedication to children. There might have been huge failings at the Shin Pexin, but here they clearly feel there are failings in the system too. Indeed, most families have chosen to leave here and seek treatment in major cities, mainly in Zion, the closest major city, which is a 4-hour drive away. We are told multiple times that the local hospital returned tests for lead showing much lower levels than at bigger hospitals. So they're covering this shit up, man. It's corruption on top of corruption. Anyway, I don't need to go into more of this. I mean, actually, there might be something edifying in this. Let me read it to the end. This is a cover-up. On the street corners, it is all there discussing, tapping into the veins of distrust. I don't know much, but I think it's a cover-up, says one woman who we met at the side of the local road. I think local government is too dark, they suppress the news. Another young mother talks about how she lived just around the corner from the kindergarten. Who will be willing to have children? Who dares to send their children to kindergarten, she asks. Now, if people send their children to primary school, the first thing they ask is, are you safe? Is the school safe? Can it guarantee the personal safety of our children in the future, right? There is no clear evidence of a cover-up, but it's telling us that it's what people expect. There's a clear anxiety about the fact that we are here. The police intercept us and hold us up for over an hour, and perhaps that's no surprise because in China, a history of food safety scandals is a sore point. Cooking oil was last year found to be being transported in containers used for fuel without proper cleaning in between. Fuck these Moabites, man. Honestly. And most famously, in 2008, milk powder laced with the chemical melamine left 6 children dead and hundreds of thousands unwell. Food scandals here are a source of real rage and resentment, dangerous things for a government that people cannot choose. Cases like this are just a glimpse into how deep that frustration can run. So yeah, these Moabites, man, they be doing all kind of mad shit. Let's look at this video here.
This is the kindergarten in northwest China at the center of a huge food safety scandal. Staff here are accused of using paint as food coloring, and it's left over 200 children with lead poisoning. So how did this happen, and what are people saying about it? Police here became aware of reports in early July that children were recording high levels of lead in their blood. In this kindergarten, they seized a couple of examples of food samples, including a tricolour red bean cake and a corn sausage roll, both of which had volumes of lead in it 2,000 times higher than what the safety standards should be. Subsequently, video emerged of some staff in the kitchen adding paint powder into the food to use it as colouring, and children here have become really seriously ill. 251 children were registered in this kindergarten. 233 of them have lead poisoning in their blood, and at least 200, we understand, have been hospitalized for that. 8 people have been arrested, including the principal of this kindergarten and one of the key financial backers of the business. But there's a real sense being here that there are questions about how this has all played out. We've spoken to people here today who knew the principal personally. One woman even worked in this kindergarten, and they expressed extreme surprise that she would have let something like this happen. Others have expressed some suspicion because they say that the tests that children were given at the local hospital here said that they had quite low levels of lead in their blood. Those tests were then retaken at Xi'an Hospital, which is the next major city from here, around 4 hours away. And those tests came up with much, much higher levels. So there are questions here, people say, about whether they've been told the truth and whether there was an attempt to cover up. This all runs runs very deeply in China because it has a history of food safety scandals. Just last year, there was a big scandal over cooking oil that had been transported in the same container that had carried liquid fuel without cleaning having taken place on those containers. And then most famously in 2008, there was a serious case of baby formula that was found to contain a poisoning chemical that ultimately killed 6 children and left 300,000 unwell. The police here say they have thoroughly investigated this and those who have committed these crimes will be punished. But there is a sense from people here that there are still questions remaining.
So there you have it. If I can get out of this. It's lucky I'm not able to bring the scriptures up on the screen because the screen seems to have there we go, got out of it finally. I thought the phone had crashed. It's still bugging out. It's not responding to. There we go. Alright, now I can pull the scriptures up on the screen. So let me get a few precepts before I close out. This is Proverbs 20 and verse 23. It says, diverse weights are an abomination unto the Lord Yahweh, and a false balance is not good. Yeah. So basically these Moabites are using a false balance in the food. They're using a certain portion of food, certain portion of food and mixing it with paint powder. So that's a false balance, man, and the Most High hates that. Let's read that again. Proverbs 20 and 23 says, diverse weights are an abomination unto the Lord Yahweh, and a false balance is not good. Let me get another one. This is Proverbs 11 and verse 1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord Yahweh, but a just weight is his delight. So we're supposed to deal with just weights and fair balances. But Moab, they're doing their own thing. They're doing a false balance. And the Most High does not like that. This is Ezekiel 4 and verse 13. This says, and the Lord Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. So there might be some Moabites who are up in that area in sorry, let me say it again. There might be some Israelites living in the land of Moab who happen to be sending their children to that kindergarten nursery who are Israelite foreigners. So they by bloodline are Israelites, but who happen to have the appearance of a Moabite, and they're sending their children to that nursery, and their children are having to eat the defiled bread in that situation. You know, it would not surprise me at all if there weren't a few Israelites up in there who experienced that, because the scriptures say that we're under the curses and these things would happen to us. So no matter where Israel is, they're going to be under the curses and they're going to experience these things. Ezekiel 4 and verse 13. No, not 4 and 13. 4 and it's 4 and 13. Forgive me. Ezekiel 4 and 13 again. And the Lord Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. And notice in that scripture it says, whither I will drive them, meaning that the Most High would scatter Israel to the four corners of earth. So every country on the planet, there's a few Israelites there, you know. So they're experiencing these curses. Let me get one more precept and I'll close out. I had this on deck. Let me see where it is. Bear me a second. There we go. This is Deuteronomy 23:3. It says, an Ammonite or a Moabite shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord Yahweh, even unto their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord Yahweh forever. So and it says, because they met you not with bread and water in the way when you came forth out of Egypt, and because they hired against thee Balaam the son of Beor, Pethor of Mesopotamia, to curse thee. So the Moabites tried to get us cursed when we had our exodus from the land of Egypt. So the Most High ain't dealing with these Moabites, man. Read it one more time, I'll close out. Deuteronomy 23:3. An Ammonite, meaning the Japanese, or Moabite, meaning the Chinese, shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord Yahweh, even unto their 10th generation shall they not enter into the congregation of the Lord Yahweh forever. So yeah, Moab ain't got next. They're going to go into slavery along with the other nations for 1,000 years when Yahweh Shai returns. And they're going to be beaten into shape. And they ain't going to be pulling this kind of madness in the kingdom. In the kingdom, they're going to be under strict orders to do things the right way and with a just way and not a false balance. So Lord willing, that lesson was edifying. With that, I want to give once again all praises, honor and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Machakodash, double honors unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and Shalom unto the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel and the rest of the elect that are destined to be saved. And I will catch you on the next lesson, Lord willing. Shalom for now.